Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Makeup. I have a fairly swollen bag of empties here again to go through. I've been kind of on a buying ban recently. Not really particularly because I want to, because I can't really afford to be buying loads of new stuff. And I just have so many things in this room that I was getting overwhelmed with stuff recently, and I was giving stuff away to friends and to family and stuff, so I figured I'd better start using up what I have before I buy new stuff. Or like, I've even been telling a lot of companies not to send me stuff because it was just getting a bit overboard, and I've just like really taken a bit of a back seat when it comes to blogging and stuff recently. Like, it's not going to be ongoing, it's just the way things were. And yeah, so that's why I seem to have a lot more empties recently, because this kind of filled up a bit quicker than it usually does. And I did actually get my hair cut again. I'm sure you'll have noticed. I have kind of wanted to go shorter since I got a cut. This always happens. Once I go short, I want to go shorter, and once I start growing, I just want to be long all of a sudden. But I think I want to go for a shorter bob, but I just wasn't sure. So I said I'd get a couple of inches off first of all, just to see how I feel about it. And I just went in and got a dry cut today. There's a place in town called Annette's that does a dry cut for 18 euros, so it doesn't cost much, and I just figured it would give me an idea of what I think about it. Now, they straightened the bejesus out of my hair, so I'll have to wash it and then let it dry naturally and just see how I feel about it then, because my hair is not straight naturally, like it's not this straight. So I'll see how I feel about it, but I can imagine myself probably going shorter again, tiny bit longer maybe at the front, but definitely shorter at the back. I don't know, we'll see. Anyhow, let's get into the empties. I'm going to start off with this. So I threw away my old Real Technique sponge. This is the new one that I just opened, and the old one I preferred. They've actually reformulated, so the shape is a little bit different. I didn't keep it, should have kept it showy actually, but anyhow, the shape is a little bit different from the new one to the old one. Can't remember how it's different now that I think about it, because I can only think of the new one, but it's different and it's not as nice. The new one is harder, I think. I don't know. I just think that there's definitely a difference. I preferred the older one to the new one, but I heard a couple other people saying that it had changed somehow as well. And it definitely has changed a little bit now. It was a long time since my old one. Like, I think I got the old one pretty much straight away after they came available in Ireland, and the new one is newer, so there's a big gap in between when I bought them. But yeah, they've definitely changed them. I think they're still around the €6.99 mark. I don't think the price has changed much, but they seem to have changed the formula, not the formula, but the material, so that's a bit of a shame. I finished this guy, which is the MAC Lightful Marine Bright formula. It's their softening lotion. I love this. I'd use this in place of a toner. And basically what it does is it softens your skin. It's great for anyone with dry skin, but it softens your skin. It allows it to be more receptive to whatever products you put on top afterwards. So it makes those ingredients work much better. Like, it makes them much more effective on the skin. So really, really love this, and it does actually soften the skin. It's great, and it makes everything go on like just much nicer afterwards. So love that. Just don't have the price. But that'll be going towards my back to MAC pile. I finished the VO5 Plump It Up Dry Shampoo. Did I like this? I think I did. Yeah, I like this one. There's actually one I really don't like that I put into my fails bag, but this guy I like because it smells really lovely. It for fine, flat, oily hair, which I'm all of the above. And this one, I suppose there's nothing special. It's not like anything special when it comes to dry shampoos. I very rarely notice the difference. But this just smells really, really nice. Now, you can see even the top of my head today, I don't know, can you tell? Because I had dry shampoo in my hair before I went to the hairdresser's, so that's why when she was putting the straightener down through it, I was like, ugh, because I kind of hear it crunching over the dry shampoo, but whatever. It looks kind of, I'm going on a tangent, it looks kind of whitish. That's why I don't like, no matter how much I like work it into my hair, it always looks kind of grey. So that's why I'm just not a big fan of dry shampoos. But this one was grand as far as they go. Then finished another Lee Stafford treatment for hair that never grows past a certain length, aka the hair growth treatment. Love this. I'm out of it at the moment. I'm currently using an Aussie 3-minute miracle treatment, which I do love, so I'm happy to use them, or that, until I run out, and then I'll probably go back to my Lee Stafford treatment. Yeah, I'll probably have a stack of these. Give me a second, I'll pull them all out, because the last empties I did with my friend Sarah, and there was so many of these. Basically, I'm talking about my Garnier cleansers. We have the regular cleansing water by Garnier, which is the normal micellar water. It's my favourite one. Go through that like no one's business, that's fine, everyone knows about it. Then I finished up 2 more of these. These are the smaller Express 2-in-1 eye makeup removers, which are enriched with arginine. Again, I've showed these so many times before. Great for conditioning the eyes, or the lashes rather. And then I finished another one of the Garnier cleansers. So you can see my favourite cleansers are clearly Garnier. The Garnier Skin Naturals Simply Essentials Soothing Vitamin Enriched Toner. This is the one I liked. Yeah, I liked this one. So this is the one for sensitive skin, and this is the one I hated, which is obviously still full. This is the one for normal to dry skin, and this is so full of alcohol that it actually stung my face. And I just really don't like the idea of it being so full of alcohol, which I think is weird for anything for dry skin to be so high in alcohol. It's in the second ingredient. Now loads of people were telling me that in their country, this one for sensitive skin has alcohol and this one for dry skin doesn't. I don't know what to tell you, I didn't get it wrong. This is just the way it is here. So it might be different in different countries, but I did really like this one for sensitive skin. So that's those guys. Now I found another dry shampoo. This one is by Collab. It's Ruth Crilly, a model recommends here on YouTube, and it's her fruity fragrance dry shampoo. Again, nothing special, I just like the smell. So if the smell is nice, that's probably what will entice me to like the dry shampoo. Basically, I do find them all the same. Except for the one that is in the pile, like the Fails pile, it was just so alcohol-y. That's why I hated that one, but these ones aren't too alcohol-y, they were more like powdery. Oh yeah, my beauty blender, this is the one that I bought when I was in America. Not last year, the year before, Jesus, it's like 2 years ago. I just hadn't been using it on the regular, that's why it lasted so long, but it's definitely just on its last legs. It's full of holes. It doesn't smell moldy or anything like that. I was very, very good with cleaning it, but it's just on its last legs. I couldn't be bothered cleaning it again and keeping it going, so that is definitely in the bin. Let's see, big bottle. We have the Zoeva brush cleanser. I think I may have no, I don't think I did actually dump it. I think I did keep, yeah, I did keep this till the bitter end. I think I did show this in a fails video before. I really, really don't like it just because it has such an overpowering smell. Yeah, that was pretty much it. It was extremely smelly. And some like brush cleansers you use and it's quite smelly as you use it, but once it dries, the smell evaporates and it's gone. But this smell hung around on the bristles of the brushes. So as I was using the brush, I could smell it. Well, really didn't like it. I didn't think it was a particularly amazing brush cleanser by any means either. And yeah, that's it. The Zoeva brush cleanser, wouldn't recommend it. Love the brushes. I mean, can't go on about the brushes enough. I'm really loving the look of the new Rose Gold Volume 3 brushes that are out, the special edition ones. Oh, they're gorgeous. But anyhow, don't like the brush cleanser. That's a shame. What else am I showing you? Okay, this guy, I haven't even finished it, but it's gone off. That's why I'm getting rid of it. It is the Cetaphil Gentle Skin Cleanser, and it's high tolerance, so it's meant to be for sensitive or dry skin, soap-free, fragrance-free, non-comedogenic. But yeah, I just didn't particularly like it. I don't know why, it just didn't do anything for me. So that obviously goes to show because I just didn't use it. It would be good for dry skin or for sensitive skin though. It seems to have quite good ingredients. Like it says cetyl alcohol and stearyl alcohol, but they're actually fatty alcohols, so they're actually okay. They're good for the skin. Then it has yeah, sodium lauryl sulfate and very few ingredients, which is actually a good thing to see. This just, I didn't like it enough to keep using it. This is meant to be actually very good. I actually only read this a couple of weeks ago actually in a magazine, but apparently this particular one is really good to use with those electric brush face cleaners, you know, the roundy brushes. I have a couple of them that I do use the odd time, and I actually had been using them with foaming cleansers, but apparently you're not supposed to because that's too overload on the skin. So you're supposed to use those mechanical brushes with something like this that doesn't foam, just a regular cleanser. So now this has gone off since the 1st of 2014. Like it's over 2 years gone off, so obviously I had it a long time and I just forgot about it. But I might buy it again just to use with that cleanser brush, to use with the cleansing brush, because I do mostly have foaming cleansers besides that. So, anyhow, next we have another thing that went off. Yes, this has definitely gone off because it says 6 months on the back and I've had this a long time. It's the Vichy Purette Thermal 3-in-1 one-step cleanser for sensitive skin, cleansing milk, toner and eye makeup remover. It just didn't do it for me again, but like that, it's one of these ones that doesn't cleanse up, or doesn't foam up. Pretty sure this doesn't foam up, and I probably would get it again now just to use with those brushes, because I just didn't realise that you had to use non-foaming ones with them. So if it wasn't gone off, I'd probably hold on to it, but I've definitely had that a long time. These two are more or less empty, but again, I've had them for so long, you don't want to use an SPF that's potentially gone off because it probably just won't work. Love this. I have 2 more of these on the go, and I brought one of these to Lanzarote with me. It is the Vichy Capital Soleil SPF 50, so it's high protection SPF, UVA, UVB, and it is a mattifying one. So most sunblocks, particularly for your face, tend to be very shiny, and this isn't. This is a mattifying sunblock for the face, which is brilliant. So what I would usually do is use a really hydrating serum first and then pop this on. I'd say if you're very dry, you might need to use a moisturizer and then this, but if you're very dry, you probably wouldn't want to go for a mattifying one anyhow. But I really, really like this. I am dry, but I'm not so dry that I can't use these. Really, really recommend those. It is probably like one of my favourite SPFs of all time. Another cleanser was the Nip and Fab Glycolic Scrub Fix. Really did like this. It is a physical one as well as an AHA, like a chemical one. So it has glycolic acid in it, but it also had tiny little beads in it. I don't think they're actual micro beads, but it did contain glycolic, salicylic acid. Yeah, really like that. So triple action facial polish. I will repurchase that. I'm actually quite a big fan of the Nip and Fab stuff. There's only one toothpaste. It is the Glamour Shine Oral-B 3D White Luxe toothpaste, and I really like these toothpastes. I'm using another one of the Oral-B like whitening ones, can't remember the name of it, but it's really, really nice as well. Then we have another brush cleanser. This is the Masters Brush Cleanser and Preserver. You get this in an art store rather than in a beauty store. I used this back in art college, and I've used it ever since on my makeup brushes, and it's brilliant. It's just a big solid soap that comes in this, and it takes off everything because it's actually designed to take off like dried oil paint on oil brushes, and if anyone knows what dried oil paint like, it's a nightmare. And it conditions the brushes as well, so that's good. So love that. It's about, I don't know, 12 or 13 euro I think it costs me in an art store. Haven't gotten it in a while though. This guy here, poor little makeup brush, it is one of the 217s by MAC. It's one of my oldest ones. I'd say it's about 10 years old. Pretty darn old anyhow, and I'll use these for a long time, but this one is definitely just gone. I might keep it in my yeah, no, I will definitely keep it in my Halloween drawer though, because it's handy for, you know, for face paint or for using around the Halloween period. Maybe if I have to use it to apply latex, or yeah, it's definitely handy to have brushes you don't care about when it comes to Halloween. But that's the 217. Oh, I really don't like how flat my hair goes when I straighten it. That's why I never straighten my hair. My hair is too fine, I think, to straighten it. It just is like like just stuck against my head. Anyhow, we have a couple of things again that were gone off. So I did like a quick run around my stash. I mean, I could probably throw away a lot more things, but I just throw away a few things that needs to be thrown away as I go along. Generally, I'll try to give stuff away, but you know yourself, if you have loads of bits, you kind of forget what you have, everything you have, and some things do tend to go off. Or some of these are just even sitting in my kit. Basically, these are eye creams. I think I have another one in here as well. So we have the Lift Active C&P by Vichy. It's meant to be an anti-wrinkle eyelid lifting care. This just didn't do anything for me. I didn't think it was anything special. And then we have the Rock Retin Ox Wrinkle Correction Anti-Wrinkle Eye Cream. This is a decent eye cream. It contains retinol, so you can only really use it at night time, or else you would definitely have to use it with sunblock over it if you're using it at daytime. This isn't even fully empty, but eye creams go off very quickly. They only have a 6-month lifespan, and I definitely have had this for about a year. So with retinol or any of those active ingredients, you have to be careful. I know acids actually get stronger as they go off, so it could actually potentially do damage. I'm not sure if retinol gets stronger, it just becomes useless, but either way I wouldn't use it after, you know, that long after it's gone off. Another eye cream was the Origins Starting Over Eye Erasing Eye Cream with Mimosa. I liked this. I actually only had a little bit left, but I just ended up throwing it away, cleaning out the pot, because my eyelids have had a really bad breakout in maybe the last 3 months or so, where it's all dry and flaky and scaly skin up here, and a little bit underneath, and I don't know what's caused it. I think there was shampoo that I was using that contained peppermint oil. That definitely exacerbated it, because when I stopped using it, it cleared up a bit. Now it's still not fully gone, so I got rid of some of these kind of open top tubbed eye creams, because you can't keep these hygienic. Anything can get into them when they're like this, so I got rid of a couple of them just in case, but I'm not sure what caused it yet. It could just be from me being run down and just not being in great form lately. I have a couple of samples of this, the Shiseido Ibuki Protective Moisturizer SPF 15. I actually really like this. Now, it's not great because it does contain quite a bit of alcohol on a daily basis, but for the days where, and there's not many days that I don't wear an SPF 30 or 50, so on those days, so it's not every day, that's why I don't mind using it. I really like this. It's just really hydrating, but not too heavy. It's a nice light fluid, so that's a great one. I finished another one of my Affliate Thermal Serums by Vichy, my Holy Grail serum. I will be repurchasing this ASAP, but I have a couple of other serums to finish in the meantime, which I don't love as much, but while I'm on this whole kick of finishing off, I have an itchy ear for some reason, while I'm on this kick of finishing off what I have before I buy new things, I might as well just use up a few old things. I finished this Bobbi Brown bronzing powder. Now, this I used in my kit. It is a lovely light shade though. It's number 1 Golden Light. So I could technically use it on myself as a bronzer, not as a contour, but as a bronzer. But like there's a tiny bit left around the edge of the rim. I couldn't get any more out. Really great though. I could pretty much use this on most, like 90% of my clients, and loved it. Really liked it. Yeah, great powder. I even use this as just a regular finishing powder on some darker skin clients, and then as a bronzer on some light to medium clients. Then we have the Catrice Lash Brow Designer. This is shaping and conditioning mascara gel. I love this. I've said this many times before. I really like the wand on it, because at the side it's like a toothbrush, and then here it's like a spoolie, so you can adjust what it does to your eyebrows, say, or one side is better for your lashes and the other side is better for your eyebrows. But I like the kind of toothbrushy one for long hairs and the other side for shorter hairs. It just gets manky looking really quickly, so that's the problem with that. I nearly prefer the bourgeois one, even though it just has a regular boring spoolie wand, but because it's not see-through, you don't see how manky it gets, so you're not embarrassed to use it in front of people. I have a sample Blink mascara tube. This is one of those tubular mascaras. It was like the original one. A few other people like MAC have come out with tubular mascaras since, and that was the first one I ever tried, and they're all just as good as each other. Another MAC mascara is the In Extreme Dimension, the extra black one. I can never remember what the proper name for the extra black one is, but that's what that is. I love this. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's even fully gone off, but I wasn't sure what was causing the dry eyelids, so just the few bits that were in like regular rotation that I use around my eyes at the moment, or at that time, I figured I'd better get rid of them just in case, because you just never know what's causing your eyes. You have to be so careful about. I finished Labello, which is my favorite even lip balm, so that won't be a shock. MAC lip primer. Again, I show one of these in every favourites, at least one or two, or empties rather. And then this is something I just have had for so long I'm throwing it away. It's the Michael Todd gel eyeliner. I don't even have a name for it, but it's not even gone dry. I actually technically could still use it, but I've had it for so long that I wouldn't feel comfortable using it on anyone or even on myself, because God knows what's in that. It doesn't even smell that funky, but I'd say it's about 5 years old. So I figured I better get rid of it, and I haven't used it in like 3 or 4 years, so it was just sitting, got a little bit overlooked. So those are my empties for now. Yeah, this is the last video of this month, so I'll see you in April for my next video. So take care till then. Slán guys.